Good evening, and welcome back to Bald Father Bets. We are going into our Thursday night football pick tonight. A lot of line movement on that game since it initially came out cross zero. We're adding a couple of picks for this weekend that we'll tell you guys about. But first, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, notifications on. Give the video some love, like, share, comment. Let me know what your guys' thought is on this Thursday night football matchup. Division game, very, very tight game, indicated by the spread, and which should feature some pretty good passing attacks based on what we've seen. So let's get right into that. Thursday night football tonight, Seahawks at the Cardinals. Seahawks, according to the numbers, have a phenomenal passing offense, a little bit inflated due to what happened, obviously, with the Saints last week. You need to be very careful with these statistics right now because we're only 3 games in. There are some givens that we know, like the Lions have statistically a very good rushing offense. We know they have a very good rushing offense. The Seahawks have statistically one of the best passing offenses. I'd like to see that hold over a few more games. The Cardinals statistically have a very poor pass defense, but a lot of that came against the Carolina Panthers in their second game when they had a lead on the Panthers, and the Panthers were driving to try and come back. Had a 27-6 lead, 9-6, and they ultimately won the game 27-22. So the Panthers were throwing a lot there in that situation to come back. So you got to be careful with these statistics. Offensively for the Cardinals, but with that being said, I do like the Seahawks' ability to pass in this game. Jackson Smith and Jigba is just an absolute beast, man. If that 2022 team for Ohio State could have had JSN. But anyway, Cardinals are looking to get their passing game going. Maserati Marv having off to a slow start. People getting a little premature with some judgments on him, throwing out the B word a little bit. I think he'll be fine. I will say the style of play that Kyler has isn't quite as inducive for Marv as a speedy weapon out of the slot would be, especially when the play breaks down. But I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is so talented, they're going to figure that out in order to get him more touches and get him involved. The James Conner injury is significant. James Conner is one of the more underrated backs that we have in the NFL. Just kind of gets you 1,000-yard seasons, and people don't really talk about it. But the Cardinals have capable backups as well, especially with Trey Benson. So we'll see Benson in action, I think, a lot tonight. Ultimately, we do also like the Cardinals' ability to get their offense going in this one too. Seahawks have statistically the best defensive tackle in the NFL. Outside of that, they haven't been extremely impressive on the D-line, but they haven't had a weakness on the D-line really either. They've been a little weak in the secondary, and they haven't really gone against teams that could test it either, which is the thing that's a little concerning, right? The only team who really tested it were the 49ers week 1, and they hit a few shots on them when they actually had kind of a somewhat healthy offense, we'll call it, for the 49ers. The 49ers only missing 2 guys instead of missing 13 guys. That's considered healthy for them, in my opinion. I do think it's going to be difficult for Arizona to move the ball up the middle. So I think you're going to see zone read runs to the outside. I think you're going to see stretch plays to the outside. I think you're going to see Kyler scramble plays that would equal a good amount of their runs. But I don't think you're going to see a lot of running up the middle because of just how good Byron Murphy's been, by the way, hook 'em. Again, statistically, he is the best defensive tackle in the NFL right now. It's 3 games in, so everyone needs to calm down about the statistics, like I said earlier. But there's a reason they drafted him in the first round 2 years ago. And just me being very familiar with him, I'm not really surprised at how well he's doing. So I think you're going to see a difficulty for them to run the ball up the middle. I think you're going to see both teams lean on the pass. I think you're going to see the Seahawks lean a bit more on the deep outside passes. And we'll see ultimately who tips better in those areas. This is a toss-up of a game, guys. There's a reason the line is where it is. Ultimately, we think there was too much line movement from when it came out. So initially dropped at Cardinals -2.5, and we can get the Cardinals at +2 now. We are going to take the Cardinals at +2. We're going to do that one for 2 units. Crossing 0 is significant. Crossing essentially 4.5 points and crossing 0 is even more significant. I understand why everyone flooded on the Seahawks early. I think that's a little bit too much of a line movement. So we like the Cardinals for +2. We like it for 2 units. Other games that we've added for this weekend, we've added Washington +8.5 against Ohio State for 2 units. And we've added the Lions playing the Browns -9 for 3 units. So make sure you jump on those. Both of those lines are moving currently as we speak today. Giving you guys a bunch of other picks so far for the weekend. We have both of our Friday plays in. Gave you guys a bunch of picks on Saturday, and now just hit you with our first NFL Sunday pick. So make sure you go back, you watch the previous videos this week where we give out all of those, so you're not missing on anything. Super excited for college football this weekend, where especially those 2 banger games, 6:30 or 7:30 Eastern, where we got Alabama +3.5 for 3 units, and we got Penn State -2.5 for 8 units. Those are going to be bangers. But honestly, we got 2 really good games at the noon window. We got probably 4 really good games at the 3:30 window, maybe 5. And honestly, that 4:15 SEC Network game is good. We got Mississippi State in that one, so there's a lot of really good games this Saturday. And the NFL comes back with a pretty strong slate on Sunday too, especially when you have Chiefs Ravens as one of the afternoon games. But appreciate you guys. Enjoy your Thursday night. We'll be back at you again tomorrow for our Friday night football picks. We've already given both of them out, but we'll get a little bit more deeper into the games and why we picked what. But yeah, enjoy Thursday night football. Show the video some love, and get back at you soon. Thank you.